What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Punch Drunk Nerd, the podcast where three friends, three amigos, three bambinos come together to talk about nerd shit. This week, we were talking about Predator, Badlands. We were talking about Frankenstein. We're going to talk a lot of shit today. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the news. And before we do that, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Luis Gonzalez, and with me is
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull.
There's a new video game console coming out, Steam. Have you heard of it? If you want to play PC gaming, Steam's one of the big boys. You go to their library, you can play these games, and sometimes, the games that I want to play are not on PlayStation.
Yes.
I love playing on PlayStation, but PC games, sometimes they get the first in line for a game.
I've been interested. I asked earlier this year about a Steam Deck, and you were like, "Oh, you should ask Jeffrey," and then he never got back to me. But that's okay. I won't talk about it. But I'm kind of into it. I know Josh is talking about it as well. And then like this news comes out that it's kind of their console and it's going to plug it right into your TV. And it's like I'm a console boy. I love a console. I don't want to really do the whole computer thing. I don't want it to be like on a monitor in the basement. Like I want something that's like plugged right into my TV that I can move around pretty quickly.
I got a big TV. Let me use that big TV.
I agree. Yes. Yeah. And I'm trying to get one. But so I'm just like, I kind of like you, what's the price? Cause it's like, what's it going to be? Cause especially if it's going to be like the thing that you can have all of the games on. I'm into that where you could play Xbox and PC games, which I mean, a lot of the PlayStation games that I play are like Sony exclusives, but there's a ton of games that are out there that are like, this is across the board, PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Like The Last of Us, it took a long time, but they made their way into PC now.
Yeah, which is something you said a second ago, which I was like, I don't know about that. You were like, sometimes PC is the first in line. I've always felt that PC was like last in line.
I always assumed it was kind of like, I don't know, just growing up, there were certain games that came out on PC. As PCs developed, you got more kind of like first person and stuff like that. But like, I remember in my teens, I had Call of Duty on the PC, and that was a very different vibe. Only because a PC was all I had. My parents typically didn't let me have like a PlayStation or anything like that. And then I was gifted a PlayStation. And so, obviously I made that switch there. But yeah, I always thought just like it was different platforms, different exclusives. Like you won't see Total War or Age of Empires on Xbox or PlayStation because it's not that kind of format of playing, if that makes sense. But I guess they are slowly but surely combining.
This could be Ed's device.
It could be. That's what I was thinking about. Like, you guys were talking about it. I was like, hang on. The potential of the games that I could actually be playing.
You could play FIFA. You could play Fortnite. You can do the whole age of civilization and stuff like that.
You
can do all of that.
And I currently can't play my Total War right now because my MacBook got too old.
I was sitting there just realizing this didn't click with me until just now, and I've known you for a long time. That's why you like those games so much, is because you were playing them as a child on the PC home computer.
Yeah.
And that's why you're so, because I mean, I don't know about Luis, but like I never play those like civilization type games.
Yeah.
Like, and you seem real into that. I always thought that was like the history nerd in you, but now I'm realizing
it's a bit of both.
The limitations on your technology growth.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, like the one thing my parents let me have, and also my dad enjoyed playing PC games at the time. Like we would play Age of Empires together and stuff like that. So, yeah,
okay.
No, that's
the big
very
question is
exciting.
The big question is this, okay? And I want to get all three of our answers, okay?
One.
Like, we don't know what the price point is right now, right, Luis?
If we had to guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
so if we don't know what the price point, what's the price point that you're like, ooh, I would love to buy that thing? Let me ask you this. What's two questions. What's the price point where you're like, oh, I hope it's this much money? And what's the price point where you're like, I'll spend that much money? You know what I mean? Like, I'll go as high as that, but I won't go higher.
Right.
Well, one last question is: it's purely just for gaming.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
I know, but this will solidify my answer. Is like it is just strictly within games. It's not like you're actually getting a PC where you can do other shit on it, right?
You know what,
Well,
though?
I think it's kind of like a PC hybrid console, isn't it? They were kind of saying something
I did
like
watch
that.
a video, where they did kind of say that, where it runs the OS that you choose it to run, but it also is your gaming device. So it kind of, but I just wouldn't like sit there and go, oh, I hope I can also like open up a Word doc on this, like,
yeah.
I would be like,
a little bit. I'm thinking of that, but like the podcast and stuff like that. If I could,
my thing is
combine that all
with a
into
computer,
one.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Once you like overbloat it with all the things you're doing, like that's where you run into that like memory issue.
Porn
it slows down
and stuff like that. It's slogs it down.
That's on you, babe.
Yeah.
It slogs something. I'll tell you what. All right.
That's just my nickname.
So what's?
But for that, Ed, if you could have all that, what would it be? What would the price be?
I would consider like over $1,000. Like if it did all the home computer items as on top of the gaming. Now, if it's gaming, exclusively gaming, that's another question. And I think I would limit that to maybe. Don't look at me a second. 6. I don't know. I was actually going to go
8. Ed Ball.
I know.
My God, I know what Klarna loves to see you come.
But purely because of the capabilities. Like if you're talking about across all platforms, that means I can get things like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I currently can't get. They just announced that the PS4 they're going to stop providing services for in the new year.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just thinking like broad strokes. Like it seems very ideal. It's got all the games that I genuinely miss playing. I instead of having to go across 3 different devices, I got one.
Have it all at once.
Yeah.
Wow, Ed. I bet you loved that very first like iPhone reveal. Do you remember that where Steve Jobs was like, if you could have an iPod, a cell phone, and a MacBook in your pocket. You remember that? And he's like,
vaguely,
the iPhone.
You should know, of all people who have not been on the train of iPhones, like I was on a Cricket flip phone for the longest time.
Keep that Cricket.
I'm looking at Cricket.
$800. That blows my mind. So for me,
bang for your buck. That's what I'm thinking now.
I get you, but also how many computers? And I'm asking you respectfully.
Yeah.
How many computers have you been through since I've known you? And let me take a half step back. Since this podcast started, okay.
We'll see. Yeah, like 3. But
so I wouldn't put a lot of faith in like it being the one computer. You know what I mean? Sure. I just wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I'm looking at, because it's a PC, you can install other apps and programs or a different operating system.
So like Luis, we could edit.
So you could literally just download. You could literally just download Chrome. Just download Chrome, and you'll have access to your doc, to this podcast, to the editing abilities, to editing this podcast.
Okay, so
just with Google Chrome, Miguel.
My thing is, I would probably limit this to be the entertainment device for my streaming movies.
Yeah,
gameplay, obviously, because it's the Steam Deck. I feel like I would be like, let the computer be the computer and let this be the entertainment system, the end all and be all entertainment system.
Sure.
To that point, Ed, I would probably say $600 to $1,000. For me, the thing is like I see all these TikToks where they play some silly game that looks so fun that I could totally see myself playing for a month. And you know where they are? They're on Steam.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I would love to
and they're like $5.99
to spend $6 on a silly little game that we all giggle at for a month and then move on. I would love that. All right, let's talk about Toy Story 5 and Super Mario Galaxy really quickly, okay? So I'm going to talk about these just because my kid's super into them, all right? I'm not super excited for Toy Story 5, but I also wasn't super excited for Toy Story 4, and my family ate that one up. So we'll probably end up seeing Toy Story 5, although my son is definitely getting to that age where I feel like in the next year or so, he's probably going to age out, not age out, but like be like less excited as as these times go on. So when these animated movies take 3, 4, 5 years in between, I think that's where you're going to start seeing the fall off. But Toy Story 5 is all about the toys coming back together. Bonnie's getting an iPad, the Lily Pad, and that is going to be the theme of this movie is technology versus toys. Very, appropriate for the times. We get a lot of screen babies now. And it'll be interesting to see how the toys handle technology. But whereas Toy Story 5 makes technology bad, we all know video games fucking rock. All right. And that's why we're all excited for Super Mario Galaxy. We're getting a sequel to the Super Mario movie from a year or two ago. We knew it was going to happen. That movie made like $1 billion or something. You know what I mean? So they were making a sequel. Unfortunately, Chris Pratt is back. But I tell you what, man, for a Toy Story 5 trailer and a Mario Galaxy trailer back to back, my kid was just on cloud 9 over the last couple of days. We're super excited for this movie. It looks like a lot of fun. We're bringing in a lot of, just like naturally, a lot of elements from the Mario games. We're getting Galaxy. We're getting a little bit of Odyssey, a little bit of like Mario Party type vibes. Looks like a lot of fun. Did you guys see that the Bowser Jr.? Did you guys see when he came in? He had a little bit of the Prowler theme from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I love that they're kind of poking fun at, like, I love how, also side note, I love how iconic Prowler was immediately in those Spider-Verse movies. I mean, he just like made a print on the Spider-Verse, and now he's already getting memed in other movies. So I think it looks like a lot of fun. What do you guys think?
Did you know that Benny Safdie does the voice for Bowser too, Jr.?
That blows my mind because that kid can do anything, apparently.
Apparently, he's blowing up right now. He is so hot
Dude,
right
fuck all.
now. He is smashing it, you might say. He's going to be in the Smash Brothers. I don't know. You know, I never actually watched Toy Story 4 the whole way. I'm being... Yeah, I just every time, just like I fell off or just didn't.
You don't
fell asleep or something. I don't know.
You don't.
I don't
care. All right. So
no, I wasn't going to say that.
It's okay. It's okay when things don't, you know what I mean, strike your fancy.
Perfectly for me in the third film. However, my daughter might not feel the same way, but she certainly has someone to go back and watch Toy Story 4 anytime. And then she enjoyed Super Mario, but also not one that we watch regularly. You know, when we say we hate Chris Pratt, we hate Chris Pratt.
Oh, I love that. As a family, dude, I love that. Okay.
I just hate Chris
Now we
Pratt.
stand on business in the ball house. Okay.
And then Brie Larson surprisingly showing up for it.
For who? For who's she playing?
Princess
who's she playing?
Rosalina.
Now tell the audience who you thought it was.
I thought it was Princess Peach. You know how like these princesses for every sequel, or not princesses, just characters will undergo like a costume redesign or, you know, something to sell the toys, the merchandise, you know. And yeah, I just straight up thought it was fucking Anya Taylor-Joy again. There was nothing to indicate otherwise until you guys pointed it out. So
that hurts.
Her hair looks different.
Mildly. Like, I had to see them side by side to realize, like, oh, okay, one is slightly blonder than the other. One's a bit more of a platinum blonde.
You can't tell the difference between K-pop songs, and you can't tell the difference between two iconic princesses from Mario.
Iconic? Okay. I have never. How is it? I've never heard of Rosalina.
Mind you, this is coming from the guy who one time we went to a restaurant for lunch at work, and he told the waitress, "Oh, you got a new haircut," and she was like, "Huh?"
No, she was very welcoming. She was just like, "Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing."
Interesting. I feel like we remember that situation
like,
differently.
You know, she's not even the right person.
I'm a regular server, and I just happened to notice. Oh, you did your hair, and she's glad.
She's like, you know, I brought the waters because I do this for everyone, right? Like I bring the water to every table. Oh, is this your like regular order water? Okay, my bad.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about Devil Wears Prada 2. All right. They just dropped a teaser trailer. We were talking about it earlier in the podcast. We were actually talking about not even talking about it on the podcast. We were saying, let's move on and talk about something else. But it started to stir something between the two of you. So Miguel was into it, and then Ed made a face.
Yeah, Ed, what was that face about?
The choice words you made about the trailer itself Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for seeing The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm a fan of the first one. I enjoy it. I just the trailer could have been a fucking commercial for
Can I tell you?
Pen 10
I-
or something.
I love a teaser trailer
Yeah.
that does its job as a teaser.
Right.
Like, don't like the Toy Story one we talked about earlier. Like, that was a teaser trailer. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me all that much. It's just like, give me a little.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Okay, and it was a vibe.
Yes.
Okay, I love when a trailer is like cut, like beats to the music, like dunk, dunk, dunk. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like
sure,
all
sure.
these things are happening. When she gets in that elevator and Anne Hathaway puts her little dainty hand in the elevator door to stop it, and she walks in, and then fucking Meryl Streep gives her like her flowers, like, oh, it's about time, and then she gives that beautiful Anne Hathaway smile right as the doors close. Yeah, are you kidding me? I was like, this is a millennial dream. Okay, like this is like straight up, like we are asking for this movie. Like no one else is.
Sure.
Like, this is for our generation.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and I mean, come on. And first off, I guess the other thing is this. Haven't you been online? Haven't you seen all like the on location, like they're in New York filming the movie, and everyone's like, "Oh, fucking Devil Wears Prada 2!"
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone's excited, and we're finally getting like the first little like on camera look at it, a tease, some might call it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking into it."
Call me
Also,
teased.
everyone they look gorgeous, both of them together on the elevator. Okay,
Look great. They look great.
Tell me this. I'll tell you this: is I thought it was Anne Hathaway walking in those red heels,
too.
and then we fucking pan up, and it's Meryl Streep, and I said, "Yes, bitch." Okay, like respectfully,
Give her another Oscar.
Right?
God damn.
Fucking give it to her. She deserves
That's
it.
what
She
those
runs this
spikes
shit.
on those shoes were. She melted down her
'Cause she's
statuettes. And
Well, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it. But you're not so much. Luis also seems.
I want to see it. I'll see it. I know I will see it. In fact, I know I will see it. Unless everybody says it's shit.
Earlier this year, I mentioned the Stranger Things 5 teaser, and you also kind of were like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. I'm not trying to attack you. Let me take a step back. No, I know. That came out kind of saucy, but I just meant like you were kind of like, I don't know, Miguel. It's just a bunch of clips from the seasons. It's like the greatest hits episode of trailers. But I also thought that was very like it worked for what they were doing because they built to the very last of the trailer where it revealed the thing.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if like teaser trailers are just like kind of not your thing. You want something with a little more meat on its bones.
I think there's a balance. A teaser trailer, like give me a good Christopher Nolan teaser trailer any day.
What's a good teaser
Well, I was just about to
trailer
ask,
that you
what's a
remember
good-
that you liked? How about that?
yes.
The Dark
what's a
Knight,
good teaser?
for example, was a perfect teaser trailer.
The symbol where he like cracks and he laughs and you get zero visual footage. It's all audio.
Yeah, I mean, how daring! How daring! We
We went to go see the Simpsons movie 20 years ago, and that's where we saw the
That
teaser trailer for
yeah.
The Dark Knight. And then I saw Spider Pig on the fucking ceiling. Okay,
That's where he belongs.
does that mean the Odyssey? That teaser trailer? Do you eat that shit up?
No, that was shit.
Who here fucking wants to hear about Odysseus? Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was.
Y'all heard it? Y'all heard it, right?
That was really good.
What man here? Why don't you bring me your sister's panties?
Good.
All right, we'll move on.
Devil Wears Prada 2. It's coming out May 1st. Look at that. 2026. God damn,
$1 billion.
that's close. These movies be just coming. They just be coming. Well, let's talk about our feature discussion here. Predator, Badlands, and Frankenstein. Which one do you guys want to do first?
I want to hear about your thoughts on Predator Badlands.
Predator Badlands. So I had the obviously I went to go see it yesterday at IMAX late at night. Another late showing for me. I think it was 10:30, which really was like 10:50. And I've heard a lot of kind of mixed reviews about Predator itself. And when I went into it, probably within 5 minutes, I was like, okay. I know the opening scene. I was like, I'm here for it. And then as it kept progressing and progressing, I was like, okay, this is a different movie. And what do I mean by that? This movie is kind of like a Marvel movie in some way. It's not like scary or spooky, or it's not like Prey, the way that it felt. This is grounded, but I would say it was like it's pretty like play by the numbers, but it plays by the numbers really well. I think it's a fun movie. And you know what? The best way that I can compare it to is like, if you're 10 years old and you want to watch like action and gnarly shit, I feel like this would be like the first movie you would see.
Oh, wow.
You know, Jurassic Park, you show them, and then you show them Predator, Badlands. It's like, I shouldn't be watching this, but I'm watching this predator rip this alien in half, you know, like, ooh, but it's PG-13. There's not really blood. It's all like him fighting aliens with goo, or like machines with like white's blood coming out of it. So that kind of makes it more tolerable, I guess, for that. But if you're like, I want to be spooked out, but I want to see violence and I want it to be fun, this still also delivers like a very good message, like a classic, like, listen, it's better to work together. It's not good to work alone. And the predator is trained to kind of work alone and be by himself. And there's a whole like moral thing at the very end of it. It's all about family and unity. So it has that message. It's all about, let's see what else I have here. It's got humor, you know, it's got that like Marvel humor bits that happen. It's got great action set pieces. It's got like a fun, lovable character. It's got a little bit of cleverness. It has a little bit of a twist. You know, it has a little bit of everything to make it kind of like an enjoyable movie for everyone. It doesn't take too many chances, and you know where it's going to go. When you get to the end, it sets it up and you're like, I know exactly the path we're going. We're going to visit this. But it has a little baby twist into it. And but when Elle Fanning got on, she was very like, just, I don't know. I thought she'd be more robotic because she plays this synth character from, you know, from Alien. Like the Alien franchise. She's a synth from the Weyland-Yutani thing.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the name.
And she is just very animated, more animated than I expected, and a little bit funny, a little bit quirky. I was like, oh, okay, we're going this route. And then you meet a lovable character, like, oh, we're going this route. But outside the very first scene of the movie, which felt like the action was all over the place, like it was too close, and I couldn't discern what was happening where. Everything else is pretty fun, and it sets itself up. And, you know, I think, like I said, it's a good like movie to introduce little kid. And if you're there, it's a good family movie to like, if everyone's into action, just like, it seems pretty like no one's going to get offended unless you don't like action or like violence in that sense. So yeah, I mean, it's not like the other Predator movies, but yeah.
I was just going to ask, like, how many of the other Predator movies have you seen? Have you watched all of them?
I've seen Predator.
Uh-huh.
I've seen Predator 2 super long time ago. I saw Prey. I've been watching The Killer of Killers.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I've seen the Adrian Brody Predators.
Oh.
It's good.
That is
that one,
actually
right?
Yeah,
really good.
it's kind of good.
Yeah.
And also, what's his name that did Iron Man 3?
Shane Black.
Didn't he do that one?
Yeah, he did.
That one was, I was telling Ed when I watched all of them, I expected that one to be dog shit, just on vibes alone, but it actually was like somewhat entertaining. And I was like, okay, I get it. It was still, and I think most of the Predator movies that's their vibe, is they're kind of fun. Even if it's like, okay, here we go again. They're still good fun.
But it's very, it's like, the tone is very much like, if you don't like Marvel movies, then you're the little quip here, a little quip there, then you may not like this, you know. But it's probably it's a movie trying to get new audiences, as my friend was saying, and I think it's like that. Yeah, Ed.
Where would you place it?
Well, now he just said he hasn't seen all the fucking movies, so why would you make him rank?
But like compare it to like Prey or the original Predator.
I would prefer Prey over. I prefer Prey over Predator Badlands. Okay. So that's like the two Dan Trachtenberg movies. Well, and also he's done Killer of Killers. So this morning I started watching one of the three stories. So I'm going to continue watching that. But I do like Prey a little bit more. It's a little bit more quiet, a little bit more grounded, you know, and not so in your face as this one. But it's just kind of fun because you're following an alien character, you know, and he doesn't have the mask. And there's like a little bit of, I don't know, I think that's kind of fun. And he's speaking a language like that's like a whole new language. Like obviously he's not speaking English at all. They're not doing the whole Valkyrie where in the middle of the movie it like switches to English from German. Like it doesn't do that. So it's cool.
Cool. I've heard nothing but good things, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I literally had it lined up on Sunday to go see it. I just fell through. I had to do family stuff.
Here's a question for you dads. At what age are you going to show your kids Jurassic Park?
I think, go ahead, Miguel.
No, we've been talking about that. Me and Ed, we had a whole conversation a few weeks back about this. Somewhere in like I think we talked about like the 8 to 9 range. We're talking. And when you said 10 just now,
then yeah, I think this is
I was
right.
like, yeah, that feels right, for a Predator movie, especially one that's like, no, I don't want to say family friendly, but you get I see what you mean about like the goo and stuff,
That's Predator Badlands.
All right. Now, Ed, keep in mind, Luis kept that under 6-7 minutes. Okay. That's pretty good.
Did
that
I
was
really?
good.
Okay.
That was good.
Look at me.
But Ed.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, well, to be fair, Luis is the one who has seen it. I've seen Frankenstein 3 times now, and Luis just managed to see it. So I want to get his initial thoughts because I have spoken about it previously, and maybe I can go into more details now because I know you're not going to fucking see it, Miguel.
But hang on, I'm sorry, like, Luis. I want to get Luis. Hang on, I want to give Luis a chance to talk, and I want to give him that because I will shut up. I'll be quiet. I'll let you guys talk about this, okay? Ed, Luis and I had this kind of conversation quietly to ourselves, and it was very brief. It wasn't a whole conversation, but we did ask each other, how the fuck do you watch all these movies so many times? Okay, in general, movies in general, but also where do you find time to repeat Frankenstein on? I get that it's Netflix and it's readily available, but it's like 3 times, and you're never on Fortnite with us. Is this why? Is it?
No, not always. Not always. Okay,
because I'm getting mad.
So the first time I saw it in theaters, you guys know that me and Sarah had a date and we went to see it.
I'm happy about that.
Second time I watched it this past Saturday, Sarah was babysitting my niece, and I had lined myself up to watch it. Admittedly, I was a little distracted, playing on my phone and stuff like that. But I was determined to watch a movie. I know you guys were busy, and so I was just like, yeah, it's movie night for Ed, and that's what I did.
Oh,
and
no
then
Predator,
the third time I watched it on my computer at work. So it's not like 3 solid outings at the theater. It's not that.
Let me talk about my experience with the movie first off before I start talking about the ins and outs. It went on, boom, and does all this thing. It pops up, and I'm like, it just feels like a Netflix movie with the cinematography. It doesn't feel sharp. It feels like on a stage. It feels like small, limited lighting. And then I was like, oh, look at the way they framed this, and look how zoomed in they are. Whatever, blah, blah, bullshit. And then when the movie kicked off after like 15 minutes in, or 10 minutes or 50, whatever, I was so locked in, I just completely forgot about it and was just riding the wave. And I don't know if I just didn't like the opening or if I just got swept away with the story. But later on, I was like, this looks great. This is fucking dope. And you just appreciate, like, man, this guy has an eye. He can, he like production design, costume design, and the way he's able to like extract tragedy out of life, but also beauty at the same time. This felt like a story that encapsulated so many things about life into one movie, and starting out with like father trauma, and then it just ripples into like this aspect of life and this aspect of life and this aspect of life, because you get this new birth with Frankenstein, and you get to see the old bad choices, egotistical choices of Victor Frankenstein. You see the creature, you see both sides. And also, I want to compliment on Jacob Elordi. Like I've only seen him in Saltburn, and I was expecting actually a little bit less from him in this movie. I thought it wouldn't be that much, but he made me forget about him. And maybe it's because I've only seen him in one movie. I haven't seen him in other stuff. But I was like really taken with him, and seeing the first images of Frankenstein on social media, I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And I expected it to maybe to look cooler, whatever that means, right? But as you watch the movie, I do fall in love with that design, and I get it, and I'm taken with the movie. I think I like this. This is, I mean, maybe recency bias or whatever, but it's definitely in the upper scale for me for Guillermo del Toro. Maybe I haven't seen all of them, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked it better than Nightmare's Alley.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I did like Crimson Peak, but I think this one is just cooler, more operatic, more grander. It takes all those cool elements from Crimson Peak and then kind of elevates it more in this one. What was the one before Nightmare Alley? Oh, the fish one, the
Shape of Water,
the one in the water, right? The Shape of Water. I thought that was okay too. I thought that was fine, but it's just like
love it.
There's so much. Yeah, it's like I'm not taking. It's like I get it and I can appreciate it, but this one I really like was caught in every scene. I was able to be like kind of swept away, not just by like the design, but just by the story of everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Ed, I mean, you can continue the conversation because you watched it. Do you want to dive
Well,
deeper?
I mean, you put it all of it so eloquently. So thank you for doing that. I would have just been blathering for more than 6 minutes. But no, yeah, I kind of agree. And after rewatching it, I will say the transition from watching it in the theater and then watching it on my home screen, watching it the second time, I was just like, ooh, the cinematography does look rough here at home. It does feel like a Netflix movie, and I maybe that is just from the format in which you watch it. But again, watching it, just like it is so rich with detail. I felt similarly to the opening. I think was a little disinterested. I still think everything looks good. I think the colors really pop. It's very vibrant looking film, even though it's like gloomy, dark tone colors. I agree. I really like Jacob Elordi. He was surprising. I can't picture like Andrew Garfield having done it. It was such a he was initially cast as the creature and then had to drop out.
The size of Jacob is very like that is a huge part of it that needed to happen. Like Andrew Garfield could have done it, but I don't think he's the size to do it.
And Jacob Elordi, like true to Guillermo del Toro fashion, like his monsters always have this kind of sleek, slender, gentle look about them. Same with the Hellboy creature, Pan's Labyrinth. There's an element of that, and there is a delicacy to how he presents them. And I loved and of course, if you Netflix released the making of documentary about it, which is about an hour long. It goes into all of these details, but like,
that's pretty cool.
Give it a watch. It'll make you enjoy it all the more. But like the scarring, all the details that went into those scarring choices and the design of the creature, it's unlike anything that we've seen before, which I appreciate. Even the look of all the costumes, it's not like period specific. It's kind of like this blend of fantasy and Victorian and
magic realism.
Again, eloquently put. Thank you. I think the only thing I really felt shorted by was I felt like, deliberately, of course, but I felt like Maya Goth's character, I wanted maybe more from that whole thing. And I think that is probably just an expectation of the story itself and previous iterations where, they incorporate the bride. But clearly Guillermo del Toro was trying to sell the father-son dynamic between Frankenstein and the creature, and that was the focus. That was the tragedy there. And I think to that extent, it definitely worked. I just when they cast Maya Goth in the role, I was just like, oh, that's going to be a really fun play on the bride character. Never came to be. Spoilers, mild spoilers there, but it just so I felt like I felt like her character wasn't given enough. I would have liked to see more of that. I felt like it would have given it a bit more emotional weight anyway. But I surprisingly, again, like I said, testament to Jacob Elordi, and I want to shout out to Oscar Isaacs. I really liked his kind of OTT flamboyant Frankenstein, very egotistical, very stylish, very arrogant. I liked that contrast to previous iterations. Like, there's a little bit of madness there too, but like I like that clash of characters and turning the creature into this gentle kind of newborn character. I thought they played really well with together, and then that final scene that they have together I thought was very moving, and then the closing shot of the creature, it's very beautifully done. You could tell he was passionate about the story. I've been listening to the soundtrack. It's also very good. The set design is really good. I think there is an element of how Guillermo del Toro shoots his films that sometimes it does look a little like he's touting a lot of practical effects, but there are some shots where I feel like that lets him down a little bit. And I think it's a blend of, the lighting, the digital camera work, and the touch up of, but like the main stuff is there. That's the important thing, like the sets and stuff, and that helps it along.
I feel like the thing that he had the vision on, he was like, it's really solid. And then there's like some transitionary things.
And like the wolves and stuff like that, just like a few things only stand out because they are, and everything else looks so beautiful and so intricate. Especially love the opening, the kind of animatronic half torso creature. I love that.
I was like, this is, I stepped in. I was like, okay,
really cool.
Now we're gonna go in. First, I got swept.
It delivered on all of those Guillermo del Toro isms. I like I said, I enjoyed it and rewatching it. It is definitely a movie that was made for the big screen, so I wish it had a longer run for you to have seen it on there. But I currently I think this is my third favorite Guillermo del Toro film.
Was Blade 2 up there?
No.
Fuck.
I'm not.
God, I can't relate to you at all sometimes.
Have you seen Pacific Rim, Ed?
Yeah, I like that more than Blade 2.
I just want to say one quick thing, because I didn't watch Frankenstein, and not that I'm against seeing it. I probably will watch it at some point. Of in our household, I think my wife is much more of a Del Toro fan than I am. Like, she'll watch those movies. Like, she really was into what was that? We just said it earlier. That Gothic house movie with Hiddleston and Crimson Peak. Yeah, she was into that one, and I was like, I'm good. I could skip it. But I just texted Luis on the side about this. But I texted you guys or messaged you guys earlier on Instagram a couple weeks back, where the National Theater Company, I think is what it is, and it's like National Theater at Home is like their streaming service, where the UK and somewhere in like whatever the UK
West
Broadway
End.
is. I'm sorry, please, fucking sorry, I didn't know that off the top of my head. But it was Benedict Cumberbatch and then this other guy whose name I don't know, but that kills me because he was the best part of that trailer. They both do Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, and then they did the play again where they swapped roles. And then they played the monster and Frankenstein.
Theater.
And that clip that I sent, I mean, and I keep going back to it because it is so good. And of all this Frankenstein talk, especially a couple weeks ago when Ed saw all those Frankenstein movies, like of all of them, like this is the content that I actually want to watch. And I'm not even like a super big like
such
theater
a mystery
musical.
to me, man. I can't. I feel like sometimes I can't pin what it's going to be.
You know what though? That's what I'm saying is like it's very true to vibes. Like the vibe has to be there, and it is just so good. And I know that's a kind of like a cop out thing I'm saying, but I'm being truthful. Like it is such a good clip of that show, and I'm like, oh my god! I was just like, I could. The amount of times I watched just that 15-second, 20-second clip. I was like, yeah, I need to see this immediately. And I was immediately looking up, like, how do I get this service? Like, where can I pay for this? Like, how do I watch this? You know?
There we go. Let's now get into what we're into.
I'll be real quick with this, but I'm the last one in the friend group. I finally got to see Long Shadows, and Sarah is phenomenal. I'm so proud of her. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get to see it earlier this year with you guys when y'all saw it in Texas, but I was glad to finally see it.
We had a bunch of people who went out. I mean, obviously all of Sarah's family, but we had some other friends who went to go see the movie too. My Sarah got to see it. Like, we didn't get to see it together, unfortunately, but we still got to see it. You know, kids.
My in-laws went to go see it, like, and they were like, yeah, like on their own, like, you know, we're ready to support. And I actually got a few different photos throughout the movie just to be like, I want to capture these moments, like the moment where they finally they touch foreheads on the rock. Dude. You know what I mean? The end of the movie where, well, I don't want to spoil too much, okay? But you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, dude, I was just beaming with pride.
That clip scene is I really like that clip scene between the two of them.
And one of the things I also loved is that they did some shots in certain moments, which I think ties into a little bit of the twist. But where the characters were talking, but they weren't on screen talking. Like, it was like they were looking at each other and the dialogue was happening while they were having these like shots of looking at each other. And I was just like, I love this, dude. Like, where do you know what I mean? Like, oh man, I was just eating that shit up. So no, it was a good time. I got to see it on Tuesday. I wish I could see it at least one more time before it leaves. So I'm going to see if I can. But this is probably going to be one that I buy on VOD. So shout out. Okay.
I told her, I was like, I'm buying it everywhere. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Punch Drunk Nerd. What an episode. Next week is Edgar Wright's Running Man. I am a big fan of Edgar Wright, and I'm excited to see what he is going to throw up. But until then, it's been me, Luis Gonzalez, and with me has been
Miguel Sanchez
and Ed Bull.
And until next time, later, Gators.